Do you have your whiskey/brandy ready? Do you have your love goggles on? By which I mean, have you drunk 4 glasses of it yet? Are you feeling the love and romance? Good, because that's where we're going, and we're definitely not going to get interrupted by something, I feel. Make yourself comfortable. Just don't disturb the plants or touch anything on my desk. Don't worry, I know my way around. It's not the first time I was invited to the doctor's quarters. Oh! Randy! Really? Tell me, Captain, how many doctors have you gotten friendly with? Not as many as you might think, but my job isn't always as boring as it is nowadays. Sometimes I end up with a few bruises here and there. Here and there, you say? I'd love to give those places a special treatment. Yeah, I'd like to cover those places in white liquid. You know, ointment. Cream for soothing, those sort of things. Always the giver. You have no idea. I didn't imagine Cassia was the taker in this situation. Is it time to play doctor? I'll need that drink if I'm to survive your sense of humor. It's not that bad. Wine, brandy, or something stronger? Oh, something so stronger. It's the first time I've ever been with a ginger, so it's gonna need to be powerful. Wine and a little something extra should do the trick. Here, bottoms up. Did you just spike my drink? I sure did. Let me guess, I'm going to be paralyzed and left at your mercy. Oh, only in your dreams, Cassia. Quite the opposite. Amber Poppy relaxes smooth muscles. Your blood vessels dilate, flooding your brain with oxygen. The effects are mild euphoria and enhanced sensual pleasure. I mean, forgive me for not being over enamored by your description of it, but it made me feel a little sick. Amber Rush. Ha! So you know it. Know it, feel it. Where were we? I'm trying to decide whether I prefer this to be a medical examination or a criminal interrogation. As long as his mouth's chewing on something in the end, which isn't my ear, because this whole episode is just going to be sexual innuendos. I hope you realise this. It's going to be 20 minutes of sexual innuendos. If you've come here looking for a really romantic, lovey scene, this game is not written in that way, at least not yet, and it's me. It's the wrong channel. I was kind of hoping for both. Both? Kinky bastard. Oh yeah, I was hoping we'd fuck. There's that. That's neither a criminal interrogation or a... Both are illegal. You'd get fired and you'd be forced to quit your job for both of those things. God damn it, Galen. And now we're kissing and we're blushing. We're blushing? How could we? What a hopeless romantic. How are you speaking? Oh god, do you have a second mouth somewhere? I don't want to know. Ah, 3 minutes is all we got? Ah, I was hoping for longer than that. Ah, good to see you, Yanni. It's about time. So, who's the killer? What? Don't play dumb, girl. You need to name a killer if we're to put this irritating case to rest. You do realize I only just saw the body. You can't seriously expect me to produce a verdict so soon. You're right. That wouldn't be believable. Is that all you care about? I need to put this behind me and get back to what's worthy of my attention. Discoveries don't happen on their own, you know. Discoveries? You mean astronomy? Fuck me. Yanni's quick on the uptake, isn't she? If you must oversimplify it, then yes. Your mind was trained to tackle technical minutiae. I don't know what that is. Minutiae? I'm taking on some of the greatest mysteries in this world. Resolving a murder also beyond your level of competence. Such things require time. I haven't slept after that ridiculous gathering. Me neither, yet I'm fine. Stop with the excuses and produce an unbelievable culprit. Would this evening be a lax enough deadline for you? Don't suppose I have much of a choice. Not unless you want to admit the murder yourself. So, fine. But we need to announce the verdict publicly. Make sure everyone gathers in the marketplace after the lamp switch to night mode. I'll share my findings. You want a spectacle? Why? Well, we must have watched a certain Belgian detective. I can't think why else you'd want it to be so spectacular. Not all people are as immune to fear and doubt as you are. This town needs a public display of justice. They need to feel they're part of a group that can overcome its problems. All they've demonstrated lately is impotence in the face of a single saboteur. Perhaps, but this is about perception. If you want to restore confidence, this is the way to go. You make a convincing point. I'll order my guards to gather everyone in the marketplace this evening. Thank you. Make sure Sem and Galen are there. Oh, so it's one of them? Sem, I would expect. The man's a criminal and everyone knows he can't be trusted. Why would he do that? Why? He seems like a little freak. But Dr. Galen, what does he have to do with anything? Did something come up during Lev's examination? I can't reveal this to you just yet. I have no idea what Yanni's thinking. I can't even begin to think where she's getting this from. Excuse me, your reaction to what I say, be it surprise, disbelief, or anything else, has got to be genuine. I can be genuine whenever I want. I don't think that's true. Slava will know, Cassia might as well, and everyone else will judge accordingly. If you want this problem solved, you need to find out the same time as everyone else. Gah, I don't like it, but there's logic to what you're saying. I'll keep my curiosity in check for now. So the ramblings of Istvan agrees with us. That's terrifying and would suggest that we're wrong. Before I go, I'm beginning to feel annoyed. I need a decision, not an in-depth analysis. And that is what you'll get. Indulge me, please. All I need is an answer. I'm usually far less patient. Fine, ask, but be quick about it. The chamber Lev died in. I don't think we're going to get any information from that. His romance with Slava, I don't feel we're going to get an answer for that. And the initial I sort of feel he's not going to know what that is, so we're fucked anyway. How optimistic am I feeling? Optimistic as this, otherwise it's this. We're feeling optimistic. Let's do it. I came across Lev's diary. He wrote about a person who helped him, who possibly led him to do things he wouldn't have done on his own. He didn't mention a name, just the initial I. You are the only match in this city. Are you accusing me? You're reckless and jumping to conclusions. You're the opposite of what I'm paying for. Perhaps I am, but I pay enough attention to notice you didn't answer the question. There are a myriad of explanations. Lev was insane. He could have been talking about himself, couldn't he? Yeah, sort of what I thought, but then I was just like, no, there's no way. Mystery game like this. Yeah, it turns out there wasn't any mystery. He was just talking about himself. Hooray! Slava never mentioned Lev having multiple personalities. That would be rather hard to conceal. He was lonely. Sometimes he spoke to himself, imagined people, even if there was someone. They helped Lev with ancient rituals, the power of waters and technology. I'm almost flattered you think it was me. It's true that not all the pieces of this puzzle fit together, but you can't deny your name is the only one that fits. I never considered names anything of value. Perhaps I should have. Perhaps they do hold power over men. You've given me an idea, but I must research it before I can share my findings. Now go, ask your foolish questions somewhere else. I know you're impatient, No, enough is enough. Girl, do you take me for an idiot? Think I don't notice you're stalling? You have one day to find the culprit. Make use of it. And you'd better deliver a believable justification for your choice. Oh, we're so fucked. There is no chance we're ever doing this right. Probably came to the right person, though. This is the person I was hoping we could come back to. Yana, you're heading back? Does this mean you're done examining Lev's body? Who killed him? Shouldn't you be asleep? And why do you assume it was murder? Don't be so cocky. I didn't assume anything. I'm merely showing polite interest. I'll stop now if it's that big a deal for you. Me caring about Lev? He could have hanged himself for all I care. That's fucking suspicious. Jesus Christ. How do you know he was hanged? I knew it! I knew that whacker would crack eventually. Was it Slava's romance that finally got to him, or... I see. He wasn't hanged, was he? You couldn't help but use a dead man as the butt of your joke. I'm sorry, you just made it too easy. Well, I guess that sort of implies it wasn't her, judging by how quickly she snapped. My grandpa used to say you should judge a wolf not by its teeth, but by its prey. Again, sorry, I didn't bother you. Have a nice day. Fine, it's boring here in the dead season. This is the first thing even close to entertaining, so spill up. There's nothing to spill yet, I'm afraid. I'm quite sure the city will be fine, though. I'm not. You are far more optimistic than I am. Why would you say that? There are 3 people determined to uncover what happened to Lev. Galen, Cassia, and myself, each an expert in what we do. I imagine we should be able to deal with any problem. You misunderstand. Why would you have to assure me the city is safe? Did Lev do something to endanger it? In a chamber nobody knew existed, it seems we gravely underestimated his knowledge. He was annoying, but he wasn't that smart. I'd say someone helped him, so at least one other person knows about that chamber of yours. One person can take a secret to the grave, but 2 people knowing it means it's not a secret anymore. Or that soon it won't be. You know what I'm getting at. So a hidden chamber appearing out of nowhere in the Families District doesn't surprise you? Nothing surprises me. Yes, I'm sure you've seen it all at the respectful age of 20. Hey! Being 20 is not something that should be shamed. Especially if you're 22. I'm just saying, it's specific, I know, but being 20 is why it's not. It's not. God, Yanni, stop with the condescending tone already. I just poked myself in the eye. That was clever. God, I'm wearing these sodding weird transition screen glasses. I went to rub and poke my eye. That's clever. You don't need to be the damn sage of the north to know this place is full of secrets. There is one thing that interests me deeply, though. Who do you think did it? Maybe he... Maybe he tripped and fell. Yeah, sure. That's the grand mystery. And he would have gotten away for it too if it weren't for those pesky bunch of rocks, you know? Matters is the city is safe. I will announce him soon. Him? Why him? Why couldn't it be a she? I was thinking Constance. She knows shit. I will announce him soon. What matters now is that we should all be safe. So it was a man. No, that was just a figure of speech. That's bullshit. No use denying it, Yanni. I heard your slip of the tongue. How reckless of you. Not only did you spill information, but you did it in front of a dangerous suspect. Did I now? If someone rounded up the usual suspects, I'd be top of the list. I was a member of the tribes, after all. We have lots of reasons to blow this city up. Damn, we've even tried. I thought you severed your connection to the tribes. They don't take too kindly to traitors, that's for sure. But I learned all the tales and legends. Lev asked me about them until my ears bled. I could have killed him just to stop the questions. Must you use such turn of phrase when he's dead? Besides, the tribes think anyone getting too close to Kalar deserves to be skinned alive and left to die. That's what my grandma used to say, at least. No wonder you're still tribes. Alright, what's he done? We think he's researched Kalar. Right, fuck it. Skin the cunt and leave him on the ice. No wonder you haven't developed into a developed society. So I guess I'm the easy target here. I'm glad I went for a drink at the inn that night. Did you kill him? Why is Kalar a death sentence in the tribes? We'll ask that one. Why would the tribes punish someone who has gotten close to Kalar? Only a pure woman is worthy of witnessing such power. Sex has always been a huge taboo for us. Can you believe it? Why'd you ask, though? Was Slev skinned alive? You know I can't tell you anything. Stop asking. By the ancestors, you have no clue who did it, do you? Look, I can't help you. I'm not sure I would, even if I knew anything, mind you, but luckily, I'm spared that decision. Admitting all sorts of shit we shouldn't, all in the name of drama and keeping it interesting. How kind. I'll give you a piece of advice, though, and I don't usually do that, so stop sulking and listen. Don't vex Istvan. Excuse me? I'm sure you've heard stories. The sheer amount of gossip on him should make you think. He's ordered people, children, even infants killed, sometimes for crimes they committed, sometimes for fancy. I don't mind. He was always an efficient ruler, but if you make the verdict he doesn't like, you'll suffer. Not to mention pointing to Istvan himself, but you wouldn't be that stupid, would you? So I should lie or sentence an innocent man. I said I can't help you. Then please stop wasting my time. I need to announce the verdict tonight, and I haven't set foot in my workshop since that dumb party. So pardon me while I go review actual evidence. As if that would change anything. On a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked do you think I am? The game's crashing again. Don't do this to me. Okay, thank God. bedside manner. Just as I expected, you're a kinky little monster. Yeah, that's right. It's not only the pills you stick in your mouth, was it? Huh? Oh, God. I'm so sorry for all of those younger than 16. That, my dear sir, was but a glimpse of my kinkishness. Kinkishness? That's not a fucking word. Isn't it kinkiness? Kinkishness? I don't know, that doesn't sound right. Sounds like I'm from a country. Oh yeah, even Cassia agrees. I'm not sure that's a word. It is now. Spirits, that was intense. I need to rehydrate, and so do you. Why, that sex was, of the utmost quality. Quickly, we must consume water and do it again. Oh, ever the romance. Did you choose to travel so far north, or were you banished for being such a sex-obsessed maniac? Or maybe you ran out of new men to sleep with? These are all beautiful compliments, sadly. None true. Now stop trying to make me blush. Drink up! Thanks, I heard a lot of stories. Of course, islanders are supposed to be great lovers. But one city I lived in, men and women of your origin would charge small fortunes for their services. As they should. Lovemaking is an art my people hold in high esteem. Were you a regular guest of the pleasure houses? I visit plenty of them in my mercenary years and later when I became a guard. They tend to attract all sorts of shady characters. What the fuck are you trying to say about me? I will fight you and lose. Sex requires imagination and imagination demands freedom. As my mentor used to say, some people can only feel free when they have others in their power. That's the origin of malice. I suppose that's one way to look at it. I also heard about your people's other gifts being linked to imagination. Is that true? You heard that? That's hardly a topic you discuss in a market. I'm guessing you read it in a book, but why would a simple guard study academic treatises on magic? Isn't curiosity a virtue? Sure, for scholars and explorers, not for mercenaries and foot soldiers. But what you read is only half true. The ability to conceive and visualize extraordinary scenarios is a prerequisite for all who attempt to master the craft. The stronger ability, your ability to clearly imagine different possibilities, and the more flexible you are, the more potent your skills become. This is just sexual innuendos again. Damn you! So that's how you bend reality to your will? Bend reality? Jesus. Not only am I kinky, I'm flexible, apparently. I wouldn't use that metaphor. Try seeing it more as negotiation rather than forcing it to do your bidding. Forcing? Oh, that's a different service altogether. If you make a good impression and offer enough incentive, reality will become your helpful friend. You make it sound like all of your people do is conjure rainbows and nice weather. And what's wrong with that? Nothing. However, I once had the pleasure of meeting an islander in combat. The powers I witnessed weren't based on friendship or fuzzy feelings. An islander warrior away from home, they're not allowed to travel or use their arts in times of peace. And we've had no wars for almost a century now. He must have gone rogue. Of course he did. She, which made my companion underestimate her, the last act of stupidity in his short and violent life. She killed the man, but you survived. How? We dueled for some time, but it was all I could do to parry her. It was all I could do to parry her strikes. It was astonishing how strong and swift she was, and her face had this eerie tint, without emotion. There are potions that can have that effect, but as I said, their uses are only permitted in war. What exactly happened? She lost control all of a sudden, went completely berserk. She made a mistake, and I eventually managed to push her to the ground. I stood above her, my sword against her throat, and asked her to yield. She threw herself on my blade. Her face was blank, as if she felt no pain. That's a bad thing. Sounds horrible. She must have been addicted to battle potions or to battle itself. Either way, that makes her a rogue. We do not value aggression and only fight to defend ourselves. Judging by her gear, she was a mercenary, which probably makes her even more of an abomination among your people. Abomination? Oh no, just a fool who squandered their gifts and died a senseless death. Becoming a spell sword for hire? What was she expecting? Thank you, friend. You realise you're talking to an ex-mercenary? There's a right answer here, and there's a wrong answer. I'm going to choose the wrong answer. Is it wrong? That turns me on. Oh, just imagining how hard that sword is! Oh! Is it awfully wrong to find the image of you covered in your opponent's bloody innards strangely arousing? Yes. Fuck me. I thought I was a kinky person until you said that. Jesus. Oh yeah, is it wrong to think that when I've got fucking someone's liver and heart and kidneys over me, oh, that's so arousing? No, that makes you weird. I don't see anything strange about it. Why do you think I became a mercenary in the first place? Oh, God. Oh, God. This is how mass murderers start. Fulfilling your darkest fantasies, I presume? Don't push it. You have a sick imagination, Galen. Hey, my untamed imagination is what makes me so good at what I do. I'm basically paid to be depraved. Oh, no. Oh, that was a wrong choice. But you're right about one thing. Killing isn't the best profession one can choose in life. That was a random change in tone. Why did you do it then? I've always been good with the blade and bad with money. I quickly learned that there was no pleasure in taking lives, though the only thing that satisfied me was using my skills to protect others, and that's why I mostly took assignments from merchant caravans needing escort. Eventually I grew tired of the constant travelling and decided to settle down. So you moved to a city and became a guard to help those in need. Yes, I wanted to make a difference and a warm bed. And they call me an idealist. So have you changed the world for the better? You might say I was being naive, but I genuinely believed that with a bit of goodwill, smarts, and my keen sword, I would make the place safer for everyone. That worked well, didn't it? Instead, I came across vice and corruption I had no idea existed, the things people are capable of when they can gain power or wealth. That city was a cesspool. Don't tell me you gave up without a fight. I tried, but the other guys were either broken, apathetic, or bought by the crime lords. When I refused their bribes, they tried to kill me. At least I disposed of some of them that way, but one can only sleep with eyes open for so long. I finally understand. You chose to escape to the far north and settle in a city where vice is law. That way, no one, not even yourself, could blame you for giving up. Is that a professional diagnosis? I'm not a doctor, but yes, why not? Only if it's accurate. Unfortunately, no. I did escape, and I knew what people said about the Jewel of the North, but that's not all there is to it. What I hated most was the constant pretending. That city was built on lies. And this one's built on what? Sincerity and goodwill? I was going to say, hang on. Hardly. You can joke about it, but it makes a real difference. This place is just as filthy and corrupt, maybe even more so. But at least nobody's denying it. It's like Italy politics, I guess. When Berlusconi was in charge. Look. He's corrupt, but at least he's honest about it. Honesty is a virtue, even for criminals. Does crime even exist if there are no laws to define it? Let's not get too philosophical about it. The only crime you can commit here is breaking your compact. Unless you're a member of the families, right? Even they prefer not to abuse their power too often. They need people to believe compacts offer a semblance of security. I see. There's very little left of your need for justice. Don't you understand? There can be no justice. I wasn't expecting to have such a dark outlook on things. You seem very frank to me. Weren't you listening? Honesty is a virtue. Even someone like Istvan comprehends that. You're a complicated man, Cassia. I hope I don't sound too morbid. I was the one who says that fucking having liver all over me turns me on. It's fine. I'm a big boy. I'll live. Sorry if I am ruining the mood. Come here. Don't worry, I'm fine. I don't need a hug. Really? I get that's the feeling. That's exactly what you need right now. Are we about to go to another fade back, Mercube? Actually, I promised this fun I'd examine him. He'll be here soon, so you better get going. Oh, god damn it. Suit yourself. Cassia, wait. Thanks, I really hope we'll meet again soon. I'm sure we will. Once again, sorry for being so gloomy. Are you there, kid? Looks like our boss is here. Well, I mean, he was never going to let us have a goodbye kiss, was he?